Chapter 17 of It's a Dangerous Business Going Outside Your Door by Jetfire 22. Evidenz's eyes sat open as she sat up looking out. Randy and Applejack were beginning to stir as well, the latter's eyes slowly creaking open as Dash looked there. Morning, the Earth Pony said, stifling a yawn. Morning, shaking her head a bit. Her dreams had been vivid, dreaming. She wondered if that would be the case from now on when she dreamed. She looked at the dark blue sizzles wrapped around her front hose, still a little surprised every time she saw them. She closed her eyes, relaxed her spirit, let the lightning in. Not much, just gently, so she could feel the tiny tendrils of sparks crawling around her heart as she had expected. It was an excellent pick-me-up, banishing whatever lingering tiredness had hounded the corners of her eyes. Rosen, good morning, everybody, she said brightly. Her small mirror and brush swirled out of it. She levitated the former in front of her while was there silent meeting with the latter. I hope you all slept wonderfully. Some ponies in a good mood, Applejack said, reaching for her hat. She found it and put it on her head. I think that's so heavy walking. Not a twinkle in the street that set Applejack's eyebrow rising. It had been a lie, but it had certainly been cryptic. However, it was yet another thing the Orange Earth Pony felt no need to pry into. The bower. Crawling forward, Dash grabbed the curtain with her mouth and pulled it to her left. Inez was standing on the ground, a ringing bell floating in the air between her antlers. Good morning, the scarlet-eyed Joe said brightly. I trust you all slept well. We sure did, Dash exclaimed, hopping out of the barrel with a flare of her wings. I didn't think a flat pad is a double crystal. Supposedly it's often the most relaxing thing. That's what I found, Inez replied. The bell between her antlers fast. Come, breakfast is ready. You'll once more be dining with our lady. Just a moment, Verity said, holding out a hoof. She worked her way to the end of her mane, giving her wrinkled violet hair a curling brush. The brush and mirror retreated to the white velvet saddlebag. Now, you're saying something about breakfast, dear? Yes, Inez said. Verity halted to the ground, followed by Applejack. Lady Lothroian desires the company at her morning meal, if you'll follow me. Are you at the same place before? Applejack asked. No, not this morning, the deer said. Come, I'll show you. The 3 ponies following their lead, Dan Applejack, and lastly Rainbow Dash. They passed several other bowers hanging at various heights off the ground. Dash followed one up into the trees with her eyes, so starting to realize. Hey, the lights are white now! The pinpoints of photography had changed color. Where before they had been gold, they were now silver, casting a bright and clean radiance down the forest. Inez nodded. They changed color according to the time of day, she explained. They began the morning cycles the day was run. They are fullest gold at midnight, and from there across. No excuse us our day and night cycle straight. It could have been much past midnight when I talked with Lothroian then, Verity thought, remembering how very gold the lights had been. Then she recalled the way the pulse had strode. She pressed the shutter. They had very much believed Lothroian when she said she was deciding whether to kill them or not. Was Verity's speech to her the only thing that kept her? My unicorn felt a wet tingle of very disaster. Just what she had been saying. That speech about faith. She had spoken from her heart. They passed out of a grove filled with mystical bowers and into a small thicket, where they wended their way around smaller trees and bushes. In short, they emerged into a clearing, silver lights casting a gleam like daybreak upon the golden surface. A waterfall was thundering down to a pool at the clearing center. On the right bank, a table had been laid out, crystal atop a wooden platform as before. Floria stood beside the table, wearing a streamer of golden silk between her antlers, and a crystal diadem upon her head. Approaching her, Inez bowed, prompting the ponies to do the same. The doe spoke to the golden hind briefly in Otto. Verity realized, then nodded them and left. Good morning, my friends, Floria said gently. I trust you all slept well. Like a fool, Applejack replied. Good, the golden hind said. Breakfast will be ready momentarily. But first, I thought you might all wish to take a bath. She went to the clear pool. Oh, yes, Verity cried happily, trying to the water, and stepping carefully into it. It was lukewarm, not hot, but not cold. A bath sounds right now, so mate, Applejack said. Do I have to? Dash said with a squint. For Celestia's sake, Dash, Verity called. What's the last time you had a bath? Scabbled Pegasus thought. Has he taken a bath at Glidedale? She could swore she had. She couldn't remember it very well, though. That's devastating. The water's fine. She used her magic to test out Dass's front legs. Pussy her feet, Dass laughed, flying over to Rarity. She tucked in her wings and dropped into the pool, splashing the white unicorn. Anything for you, Rarity, Applejack asked. Flurry responded with a shimmer of her antlers, causing 3 bars of herbal soap to appear by the shore of the pool. And rest for a bar, grabbing between her hooves, quickly working up a lather. Laughing, the orange earth pony removed her hat and carefully entered the water. Hold still, Dass said, rubbing lather through Dass's matted feathers. Dass stifled a laugh at the sensation. Rarity grinned. Oh, I didn't know you were ticklish here, she said slyly, running her hose all through Dass's feathers. The Pegasus laughed giddily, the unicorn in the wire. It was nice to see Rarity in a playful mood, so improper for once. She reached for her own soap and began to scrub under her 4 legs. She found the soap worked nicely as a shampoo as well, so she gave her blonde mane and tail a much-needed scrub. When she ducked her head for the final time, she lifted and saw plates waiting for them at the table. Come on, gal! Breakfast is on! This is probably the only time on this show that I can actually allow a good old-fashioned shower scene! Flurry was already reclining at the table, waiting for them. Pony climbed out of the pond, able to ask close behind. Rarity was about to follow them when she had a delightful idea. She closed her eyes and focused on the sensations of the spot beside the table. The softness of the grass, the cool chill of the air, the incline of a slight hill. She channeled her magic through her horn, concentrating. Applejack and Rarity stayed behind. Really? Applejack called, turning around. Are you? Her eyes fell upon the white unicorn, just in time to watch her disappear. Really? Applejack cried, glancing rapidly around. Yes, Applejack. Rarity's voice came from Applejack. Sure enough, Rarity was Hails you! Applejack's eyebrows rose. Do it again! Dass cried. Rarity closed her roughly, while only the faintest of twitches. She disappeared, to reappear on the other side of Dass. Lady Flurry has taught me tear teleporting techniques, she explained, water dripping down her face. It's not very difficult once you get the hang of it. Now, the Rarity learned it easily, even so, Flurry said. She was well suited to mastering deer teleportation. I don't suppose you have any talisman, lady? Rarity asked. Flurry said, we have little need of them here, because we can do this. Her antlers shimmered, warmth in their bodies. In a second, the 3 of them were fully dry. She smiled. Now come, I was waiting for you. We also prepared some tea. Sounds good! Dass exclaimed, flying to the place right behind. She put the teacup between her hosts and began to sip it. Oh, this is good stuff! Dass! I didn't know you liked tea, Rarity said, sitting down from the table from her. Your sibling must join me for tea sometime. Well, I don't drink it too often, Scabbard Pegasus admitted. But I do like it when I can get, Rarity said firmly. Y'all can keep your tea, thank you, kindly, Applejack said, Rarity. Milady? I think I can work something out, Floria said, her antlers simmering again. A heavy mug of Applejack's place. Let's see a smile from the Earth Pony. Not even a Dale Pony said coffee. She took a long pull. Well, let's see. Sorry, milady, Applejack said, once he realized Floria. A little late to stop before grace. Floria said, so sus this morning. I typically take my breakfast alone. God bless your own meals. The hospitality, Rarity said, levitating a spring roll of her magic. It has been revelatory staying unmissed. I can say the same, Floria said, frantic speed setting off Applejack's senses again. Rarity had a door, but she chose to ignore both warnings. Well, I had to get used to ignoring it, she thought. I want to use it. Every point tells a little ass sometimes. She hoped that when they were away from Shiverwood and its magic, her true sense would be at least urgent. She took another gulp of her coffee, while Dass and Rarity sipped their tea. Since we are alone, free from the ears of my white tails, you may ask me any further questions you wish about the elements and their gifts. Flurry said, I would prefer not to speak of them in the company of other deer. I trust them, but the elements is not well known, and I know Celestia wishes to keep it that way. So the fewer to know, the better. Applejack said, I don't feel much like spraying around either. – Hey, Floria, Dass. Did. – Well, see, – Floria said, I don't feel much like spraying around either. – Hey, Floria, Dass. – Did. – Well, see, – Floria said, I don't feel much like spraying around either. – Hey, Floria, Dass. – Did. – Well, see, – Floria said, I don't feel much like spraying around either. – Hey, Floria, Dass. – Did. – Well, see, – Floria said, I don't feel much like spraying around either. – Hey, Floria, Dass. – Did. – Well, see, – Floria said, I don't feel much like spraying around either. – Hey, Floria, Dass. – Did. – Well, see, – Floria said, I don't feel much like spraying around either. – Hey, Floria, Dass. – Did. – Well, see, – Floria said, I don't feel much like spraying around either. – Hey, Floria, Dass. – Did. – Well, see, – Floria said, I don't feel much like spraying around either. – Hey, Floria, Dass. – Did. As a matter of fact, I did. Floria, privately, if you wish. Yeah, the Sky Blue Pegasus said. Very well, the Golden Hind said. The element of loyalty grants those aligned with it. Can I give them ideas? After a fashion, Floria said. Because you are so loyal to your friends, your home, and the causes you believe in, you can inspire others to feel the same degree of loyalty to their own causes, or any cause you choose. When to move forward in the face of daunting challenges. If your courage is failing, and your strength leaves them, you can help them find good. You can mend them. I suppose a fair way of putting it is that the element of loyalty grants those aligned with it the powers of leadership. Well, I guess I get that part, Death said. She put it up to her chin. Never been good at following orders, so it would be weird if I had following. I guess I've always done my own thing. You have they not? Don't really take the lead in anything, though, Death admitted assiduously. What are you talking about, Rainbow? Applejack said. Half the ponies in town think you're the coolest ever. All the fools look up to you. Even Apple Blue thinks you're amazing. That's not really seen as leading, Death protested, no uncertainty in her voice. No point ever wants to go where I lead them when I actually try to lead. You've come fully into your gift, Floria said. In time, if you choose to develop your talents, you could have great powers of leadership. Challenge, I think. Even the toughest, most stoic opponents in Ponyville would be moved to act by her taunting and kneeling. She didn't really equate that with leadership, but suppose she were sort of filling her lead. There was Applejack's point about the children of Ponyville. She of course knows their hero worship. Like every little filly or colt everything, proclaiming that what they wanted to be just like Rainbow Dash. Even the brave ones that weren't Pegasi. In fact, Planeswalker told Dash that he inspired. All of that was well and good, but did that count as a supernatural power? Thus, every time you've given a speech or taken a stand, you've gotten followed us. Verity told her, seeing it down on her face. Even caused me to rethink you, just by your proclamations. Getting me to reconsider my judgments is no small thing. I guess so, Dash said, thinking that his friend to her she had become. This sent a chill up her spine. Hey, she said, turning to Floria. Be able to tell when somebody really agrees with me, when somebody's just made to agree with me? Rose eyes wavered. Can I have real friends? Being a leader and being a friend are different. You may be able to compel others to follow you, but that doesn't make them your friends. And if any real friends you make will not be so because you force them to be. Rainbow, I've been your friend a good while, Applejack said. I never once felt like I hated me. Believe me, if I did, I wouldn't like it near as much. I really am your friend, Dash, Rarity said reassuringly, and no amount of magic could have forced it. She her eyes stowing. She opened herself up, let the lightning come in, let it tingle inside her. A leaf on the wind. The friendships she made had come to her. She hadn't forced them on any pony. She never tried to. If a pony, or a griffin or any creature, would put up with her, she just left it to her business. I think you girls may be right. She let her doubts wash away, opening herself up to the movements of the world. But wasn't that falling? Her eyes were abruptly halted. How could she leave and be a leaf on the wind at the same time? But being a leader, I think, means knowing when to lead and when to follow, right? She looked around at the table at them. She thought more. Sometimes you take the lead in things, a lot of times. But now, after what the Prodcorns have taught me, realize sometimes you need to open yourself up to other influences. You can't just charge at whatever you want without doing things your own way. You have to let yourselves be the lead sometimes, even if you're meant to be a leader. Floria's starry eyes squinted from her smile. Spoken like the wisest kings and queens of the elk, she said. You'll be a fine leader, Rainbow Dash. You already are. More than you think. I sure hope I can be, the Sky Blue Pegasus said, unable to fully seek her certainty. I hate to lead any point astray. All right, let's do elements, Liam, Applejack said, gently taking command of the conversation. One to go, right? What about Rarity? Yeah, Dash said. She has the element of generosity. What's her special power? Flurry glanced at Rarity even from the corner of her eye. The white unicorn came to tiniest of nods. I informed Rarity of her gift last night, she said, Yes, yourselves. The element of generosity grants those aligned with it the ability to perceive the needs of others at great distances in space and time. I can see those in need from far away, see what needs they might have as a result of my circumstances. Furthermore, I see what needs they will eventually have. Elsak's front host pounded the table as she stared at Rarity on her left. You can see the feature, yeah? Surprised, Rarity said meekly, grinning. So you just like Lothroian? Not completely like. Rarity does not have my ability to detect truth, so she cannot be certain which of the futures she sees is the correct one. But yes, she does possess a talent that's like mine. Like a omniscient, Rarity said. I confess I spoke with Lady Valerian last night about it. She made it sound quite daunting. It is a great burden if you allow it to be. A teacup of magic. All your gifts can become burdens if they weigh too heavily on you, if you do not control them. Keep in mind, my friends, that these gifts were given to you for you to use. I once made a mistake, she said, the 3 points leaning towards her. I once felt compelled to look into the past and the future of everything I thought of, or saw, or had about. I grew a great deal. Sounds familiar, Elzak whispered in Rarity's ear. I reached to the point that one day I tried to see everything. I tried to see all times and all places at once. I tried to achieve true omniscience. What happened? Rarity asked. For less than a second, Floria said. Then the strength. I went completely mad. I was not able to recover for a very long time. She looked down and spoke more quietly. I learned to love my whitetails even more then. They, in their true sense, helped me return to myself, and they maintained the Shimmerwood in my vitality. Rarity was trembling. I was leaned against her. That's another lesson, by the way, Floria said. Do not bear your own. They are the 6 elements of harmony for a reason. They are meant to support and strengthen each other, but they are different aspects of one friendship. In the same way, you 3, as well as your 3 other friends, are all parts of a whole, meant to combine to form something far greater than you could on your own. What are the other 3 gifts? Rarity asked. What about the gifts for the elements of kindness, laughter, and magic? I prefer to tell the bearers of those elements themselves, Floria said. In this I followed Celestia's lead, as well as the lead of the dear elders. They thought it prudent to keep a creature's alignment with one of the elements a private affair until such time as Lilith herself. I will say that, from what I have seen, your 3 other friends are already aware of their gifts, and already use them, whether they know the full meaning behind them or not. Floria nodded firmly. And I see the day coming when all 6 of yours is full potential. Wait for that day, and when it comes, be prepared. Alzak pulled away from Rarity, satisfied that the white unicorn's fear had abated. We already do that plan, milady, she said. By golly, Rarity and Rainbow I've done a lot on this trip, too. I think this journey has been good for all 3 of you, Floria said. It has made you stronger and firmer friends. It has revealed great truths about each one of you. The 3 of you did not know of your elements of harmony as well as your friends, so your experiences have been helpfully illuminating. Now, though, you are reaching the journey's close, she said, so I would ask you to eat your breakfast. The end of your traveling is almost at hand. Except for the trip back to Ponyville, I guess, Rainbow Dash said. Ah, yes, Flurry said absentmindedly. I suppose there is that as well. Ozak arched an eyebrow, but said nothing. She resumed nimbly on celery sauce she had started earlier, and then took another drink of her coffee. Beside her, Freddy took careful bites of a spring roll, chewing neatly and quietly. Dash, as usual, was displaying horrible table manners, not noticed or did not mind. They ate the rest of their meal in silence, and in a little time the food was gone. Now, I and my morning party shall escort you through the remainder of Shimmerwood, Flurry said, rising to her hopes. It's not terribly far, and our western border runs to the foothills of the Arkback Mountains. Beg your pardon, milady, Elzak said. But we gotta go back to get our stuff. Did you unpack anything last night? The Golden Hind said. Well, no. Flurry's great anger simmered instantly. Rarity and Rainbow Dash were wearing their saddlebags. with a ripple of leather, Applejack's armor body. A moment later, Rarity puts the telekinetic pressure on her right saddlebag. The book was still on. Come with me, the Golden Hind said, turning and leading him further towards the waterfall. Hey, I got this, flapping her wings beside Gloria. Yes. You say we got the elements of harmony inside us, said the Sky Blue Pegasus. But what about those necklaces we got on Nightmare Moon? You know, the ones with our kitty marks on them? The necklaces. Her eyelids partially closed. A moment later, her eyes opened fully. They are foci. Oh my god! I forgot! This is one of the few writers! This is one of the few writers who actually understood it! I'm sorry, but you guys don't know what it's like. You don't know read a fic, or read a forum post, or read some sort of comment where the person said something that's the equivalent of this. Former elements now that they put the elements inside the tree, well, now that the elements are busted, I guess they're the former, well, they don't have the elements anymore. I guess they're not the elements of harmony anymore. They're pointless! Or some sort of stupid, cockamamie thing like that. It's like these people never seen a fantasy story before and don't get the meaning of items like that. They're automatically like, oh, I suppose that's it then. Forget about inner power. Oh, forget about inner magic. But here, this fic and myself actually fucking get it! God, there are some stupid people out there! They are meant to concentrate both your own inner magic and magic from the surrounding world into your spirits when the elements of harmony reside. Wearing them will provide a temporary strengthening of your elements and their corresponding gifts. For the long term, wearing them will slowly build your gifts' permanent power. Exercising the gifts is still the best way to strengthen them. But if you want even more assistance, wearing your necklaces is a good idea. Celestia took our necklaces for safekeeping after Nightmare Moon was defeated, Rarity said. She will return them to you if you ask for them, Floria said, especially if you tell her why you desire them. They turned to the right and headed into the trees, passing through the brush and fallen branches. Dash dropped to the ground, walked beside Applejack, with Rarity on Applejack's other side. In a short while, they emerged into a clear, grassy path, the trees pulling back around it. Enos and several other deer, full armor, were waiting for them. Bowed at Floria's arrival. Floria nodded her head at them. This is our party for today, she said brightly, turning to the three ponies. Right now, we are near the center of the Simmerwood. It's less than a half-day's journey to the western border. We need not rush. I will allow you all the sense of desire. Sorry to her. We ought at least keep up a trail, Applejack said. That sounds like a good idea, Rarity said. I would like to be in the mountains by nightfall. Yes, Rainbow said. Applejack fell into a step beside her. Rarity came beside her, the Golden Hind's long legs preparing her to keep up with him at a walk. The 8 deer followed close behind, on the grassy avenue.